Hi, folks. Welcome to the My University Competition Awards night. I am Kayla Hamill, and I will be your host for this evening. I'm the project assistant for communications and public affairs for Torrens University, Australia, a proud non-binary individual, and probably best known for my role in my grade 1 concert as Dancing Cow number 3. So 2001 was a huge year for me, but it is an absolute pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate your university experience. Before I go any further, I would love to acknowledge and extend my deepest respects to the traditional owners of the lands on which we work, study, and play. I'm currently on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri, Woiwurrung, and Bunurong peoples of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respect to the peoples of the Kulin Nation and respect their elders past and present, and celebrate the stories that they continue to bring to life today. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Now, in recognition of International Students' Day and the importance of education, we wanted to celebrate and get to know our domestic and international students a little bit better. While the past 18 months may not be exactly the way that we imagined it to go, this is still your university experience and it's worth being celebrated. So we created a competition called My University Experience, where we asked students to submit your study journey at Torrens to the tune of a blog, vlog, or photograph, and they were incredible. We had over 90 submissions from students all over the globe. If this captures anything, it captures the essence of our value of be global. And now to kick off this evening's events, we're going to jump into a wonderful video showcasing you, our brilliant students, and your university experiences.
So I thought I'd just show you how I manage my day off to do some study stuff.
And this thing is my savior.
It has been business. And that is what I love about me.
I'm sharing my first picnic day after lockdown. I'm very happy to have a picnic in Sydney Royal Park again.
My friends and I love to spend time together. Watch Netflix with them, it's always fun.
That was another brilliant video created by the talented Bradley DeVries, highlighting our wonderful students' work and their stories. I think I saw a whiskey bottle in there somewhere, and it's a little too close to my own university story for my liking, but hey, we love our whiskey here. If you would like to see those submissions, and you must, they're incredible, visit the My University website, which is torrenscommunity.com. You'll be able to see those. I think we can paste that into the link chat. Have a look at those stories. They're really entertaining, they're poignant, and they're very funny, some of them. And now I'm going to pass over to our Vice Chancellor of Torrens University, Professor Alvain Lowe, who will share some words on the importance of International Students' Day.
Thank you very much for the privilege and the opportunity to share time with you in this very important event. in our institution, and of course for all our students and all the members of the university. We acknowledge the 17th of November as International Students' Day, where we focus on international observance of student activism. Now, it commemorates the anniversary of the 1939 Nazi storming of the University of Prague and the occupation of Czechoslovakia, where the killing of Jan Opletal and 1,200 students to concentration camps, closing of all universities in the country. Those things just basically triggered the whole process and a lot of student involvement in these activities. Various other events followed on this. We are aware of Athens, the Polytechnic in 1973, 1989, with the 50th year anniversary of 1939, when protest action against the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia took place. The history shows evidence of students leading in processes to address situations or conditions that need change to introduce improvement. And we see this regularly. We've seen this now with COP26. We've seen this with all the significant changes in the world. You always find that students are very visible, they're very active, they have clear opinions and perspectives on the situation. So this situation is still true today, in that students remain active in shaping opinions and perspectives around critical matters of the day. And this is often done through social and political and various other means, but progressively it also happens through academic and intellectual engagement, especially in the current era where the internet and social media facilitates engagement and mobility rapidly across the world. So we see our students moving across the world at any given moment. We're talking about millions of students, moving around across the world, getting into other countries, getting involved in higher education, and creating a very interesting environment where people learn from each other, they share experiences, and through that, they basically impact the perspectives of people on a global level. If we then understand the implication of technology and the facilitation of the process of social engagement, political engagement, and general just involvement across the world, we should also understand that the same enabling technology impacts the creation of opportunities for people to get access to higher education. This was not the case in the past, where higher education have been highly exclusive and limited access to social status, time, space boundaries. Torrens, however, is committed to its vision to connect the world for good. Our services and model is aimed at facilitating access opportunities from across the world, and therefore we have 118 nationalities represented in our student body, which I think in itself is very exciting and creating a very conducive environment for engagement and learning from each other. We focus on strengthening the learning experience of our students to be leading in impacting society. And I stay with my point that, we live beyond an output era. We're now living in an impact era. And for that reason, it's important that we make sure that in the learning process, our students acquire the necessary knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes that are required in the society and in the world of work today and tomorrow. Our values reflect that. Through our values, we basically say what our approach is as institution. We begin and we end with people. In other words, we recognize the fact that our business is people. So we make sure that people are involved, they're recognized, and they have an opportunity to demonstrate their specific perspective through their involvement. And I specifically use the word demonstrate because you can wish it to happen, but if you don't demonstrate it by being involved, you will definitely not be able to have impact. We focus our second value to be good. In other words, how do we test ourselves in terms of the contribution we're making to society, to each other? We further commit ourselves to be bold and creative. In other words, we're not afraid to challenge the boundaries. We're not afraid to ask the critical questions. We're not afraid to ask the question about how do we improve and introduce creative alternatives or solutions. We focus on being well. In other words, human well-being is important to us. The fact that people continuously must be part of a process where they improve their experiences, where they improve their general lives in terms of education, social, family life, all the things they're involved in. And then lastly, be global. We live in a global world, and therefore internationalization is important to us to make sure that our students and everyone understand what it means to be part of this global world and have the skill and the ability to participate actively in it. We understand that we need to provide for personal choice and circumstances, and therefore provide opportunities through blend and hybridity. Our students therefore have the choice of what, when, where, and how they're going to learn. The world has definitely changed with the impact of technology. The fourth industrial revolution, the fifth industrial revolution happening already, which is accelerated at the moment. All this technological impact by COVID-19. There's a new openness for change and readiness to consider new and alternative things. This is a time for reflective and focused impact. It is an opportunity for students to play an active role in the development of new social, economic, political, cultural, and environmental approaches and practices. Being a student at this stage is a massive opportunity. From where I'm sitting, I think that to learn in the changing context and develop a deep understanding of this new phase in history is a phenomenal privilege and opportunity. It is an opportunity that cannot be missed. You can either, and this is the reality, you can either participate and actively contribute or become a product of this change, because the change is going to happen. So you can decide to be part of it or not. But in the end, you may become a product, and no one wants to be that. We want to be co-creators of our own future. Gandhi said that be the change you want to see. Therefore, each person should accept agency to lead and be involved. Hope you can have a productive and active involvement in your student community, in your university community, in your community where you come from, and in the broader society. I hope that you will see the opportunity to be involved in learning, but be involved in the marketplace. This is where we belong, and this is where we are supposed to be active. Therefore, thinking back to 1939, student activism, activism today does not only mean, this radical approach, but it also means to generate and create and constructively improve and involve through our intellectual, reflective capacity, and then be involved in making it real. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and congratulations to everyone that prepared these wonderful proposals. It is excellent, and we appreciate your participation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alvain, for your, as always, insightful words. Yes, although International Students' Day originated from the tragic killings of students during World War II, in 2021, it's grown into a celebration of students all over the world. And it's grown into, having the right to have an education for everyone and recognizing the brilliant minds that foster ideas of the future. Now, our students embody the values that Professor Alvain mentioned in his address just before. And with us tonight, we just so happen to have a few of those brilliant students with us. Are they here? I hope so. My screen isn't big. My screen, yes, hello. I can see your lovely faces. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the party. First off, I would love everyone to go around and introduce yourself and what you're currently studying at Torrens University.
Hi, my name's Shana, and I'm studying a Bachelor of Nutrition, and I'm in my 3rd year.
Hi, my name is Soa, and I'm doing a dual master in project management and business administration.
Hi, my name is Jessica. I am a recent graduate of my event management degree, and I'm also about to do a Bachelor of Business Marketing next year.
Hi everyone, my name is Gustav. I'm based in Sydney and I'm in my third year of a Bachelor of Business.
Hello everyone, my name is Janvi and I'm currently in Adelaide, but I've basically brought up in Kenya, Nairobi. So namaste and jambo. So I'm Indian background with brought up in Kenya. I'm studying bachelor's in commerce, doing double major in finance and accounting and Torrens University, and I'll be graduating in December 2022. So I've still got one more year to enjoy the Torrens University. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for introducing yourself and for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us to have a chat about your university experiences. Now, I want to start with Shana. When we were getting to know each other, I briefly asked all the students to sum up their university experience in 3 words. So Shana, could you sum up your university experience in 3 words?
Yeah, in just 3 words, it's been challenging, it's been very rewarding, and it's been very fun.
It's interesting because it seems to be that challenge and reward go hand in hand. Is that how you felt doing your university course?
Oh, absolutely. I can look back on like my first year papers, and to me now it's horrendous. But look, now my writing's improved, my grades have improved, everything just got better over 3 years.
Yeah, that's really wonderful to hear. And also it's one of those things that it can't happen straight away. You kind of have to look back and reflect to see that, you know, it's still you doing all the work, but you've come so far. Quite a few of you did mention the word challenging, and I can imagine that a lot of it is due to lockdown, due to COVID, due to just having too much work to do. But Soad, you mentioned the word evolutionary. What do you mean by evolutionary?
Yeah, well, because I've grown not only professionally, but personally, because the master, it has helped me to trust myself and in my instincts. So yeah, it was because of that.
Yeah, great. I really love that word evolutionary. And I think Chandni, you said evolving, and it seems to imply that there is growth, that you're on a journey and you're not the same person that you started out in your first year. And it's huge. It's a huge ask for me to say, hey, summarize your experience in 3 words, when it's like, I can't do it in 3 years, you know. It's sort of a life-changing thing. But Jessica, you said it was eye-opening and there was a lot of growth. And with that, you mentioned that you're a part of the SRC. How has that impacted your time at Torrens?
I definitely learned heaps from being part of the SRC, especially I just came into it in my first year, and after 3 years of actually graduating my first degree, and I've been there for 2 years, it was definitely like, yeah, as I said, a massive eye-opener for me in terms of what I want to do, and also I guess the realities of the events industry and also the marketing industry, which hopefully will be great to finally explore next year. So
Yeah, wonderful. It kind of feels like it's a second growing up in a sense. Like there's for a lot of you, and for myself included, when I went through my first university experience, there's a lot of you who are moving away from home. You're learning life skills as well as career skills, and that can be super overwhelming. But you know, we try to foster at Torrens a community that supports our students, especially our international students, and when times get overwhelming. So Chandni, I wanted to ask, how has the Torrens community supported you during your time here?
Like initially when I started, everything turned to online, because when I came here, COVID, due to pandemic, everything changed to online, and I was very disappointed and I was disconnected actually from the whole university. But then luckily, because of my achievements, I kept on working hard even if it was off online, and due to my achievements, I got a past leader role, which is like a student staff role in community. And that has actually helped me a lot. I met lots of students. I started reconnecting with everyone. Finally, I started going to campus to meet the staff. I started attending some of the staff events that happens. So in that way, Torrens community has really helped me. It's really supportive and it's very diverse community. And I would also like to say that I also joined SRC. So I did not know that it existed when I initially came, because everything was online and I was not very active on the student platform, because it was everything was so new. Back in my country, we did not have anything like that. So I think joining SRC has been one of my most life-changing moment, I can say, because I started attending the events. I saw the huge team, diverse teams. I saw people from different backgrounds. So that gave me an opportunity. Maybe I can do something and help the other students who might be suffering like me when they initially came here during pandemic. So I think, yeah, Torrens community is closely knit, diverse, and very supportive, I will say, as a student and as a student staff.
That's wonderful to hear. That's thank you for sharing that, Chedney. It's really nice to see yourself in the community that you're a part of, and to be a part of a group like the SRC, who can create events. Where I know that Adelaide had the cultural night, and it was a huge success. Did you attend that event?
Yes, after that event is when I applied to become SRC.
Great.
And I actually was the head decorator of the Halloween event, which was a huge, it was like a big opportunity that I was given. I just started and I was given the opportunity, but the help with all the SRC members and everyone, with their support, I was able to like put up a successful event, and I actually ended up receiving some positive feedback. So it was a good achievement for me on that side.
Yeah, fantastic. I did see some of the pictures and they looked terrifying. So thank you. You've done, you did your job well. Sawad, you mentioned that you're the president of SRC at Kent Street. How does it feel being the president?
Well, it has been challenging, but very fun, because our team is pretty small. We are only, this trimester, we only were 3. So we have to make a lot of events, connect with the students, try to be closer, the most closer with them. So yeah, but it has been fun, because we haven't known diverse people with different cultures, and also I've been growing, making networking and knowing a lot of people and helping them as well, not only because of the COVID restrictions, but because we are making friends, because we have been talking with them, interacting with them. So it has been really helpful, funny, fun, and
Yeah, it's great. It kind of goes back to what Shana was talking about with, with challenge comes reward. And, you're all volunteering to be a part of the SRC, to be a part of these other groups, as well as study. And that's challenging in itself, given time loads. But the reward, it really pays off because of how valued you feel in the community and the excellent events that you set up for students. And I just think you've all done an outstanding job. But Shana, you mentioned there's another committee that you participate in, which is the Reconciliation Action Plan Committee. What does that entail for you as a student?
So I'm basically just the student voice for that. So we all get together and we talk about what we're trying to achieve and what we're trying to do. But yeah, so me and Rochelle are the only Indigenous people on that committee, which is interesting, but it's so cool to see like people from all different walks of life, all different cultures to come together and work towards this one thing.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So do you find that there is a group of diverse people who come to learn as well? And
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, because it seems like Torrens is working towards this reconciliation action plan, and it's important. And what's wonderful is to have these and to have student voices there to be a part of it. And I know that Gustav, you said that it's amazing for students to have such a major part in planning the future of Torrens. And it's things like the the RAP committee that do this. But Gustav, can you talk a little bit more about what you mean that students play a major part in the future planning of Torrens?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of started out when I joined the SRC as well, and just to have this close communication with top leaders within Torrens University, and you can actually ball ideas with them, and like, oh, I want to do this, or I have this idea, and they're actually oh, let's see what we can do with that idea. So I really feel like it's kind of like we, the students, we are kind of running the university in some way. Not really, yeah. But it's really, and that's as well, like it's rewarding because we have a lot to say and we're heard, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. I think the only time I was a part of the SRC was in my primary school, and I was in grade 5. So I was 11 years old, but I did think that, I had the choice of choosing the playground in the catalog. And when that playground came to fruition, it felt so powerful. And now that, in university, we're adults and we're making these decisions about our career and things that are important for our future, it's really wonderful to be seen, to be heard, and to actually see those things come to life whilst you're still studying at the university. That's really, really wonderful to hear. So there is basically everybody here is in the SRC. Is anybody in the same SRC group? Gustav, which SRC are you a part of?
I'm part of the SRC The Rocks, so I'm the current president there, and Jessica, she were the previous president, so we were in the same SRC last trimester.
Yeah, great. Well, it's wonderful to see
so that's
different
how I
SRC
know
people.
Jessica.
Yeah, great. It's wonderful to see that there are different SRC members from all over the campuses. Gustav, we are here to talk about and to announce winners of the My University Experience competition. Now, you submitted a vlog for the competition, which I think a lot of students can relate to. In this vlog, Gustav is seen dyeing his hair, bleaching his hair, which I did during lockdown myself. It looks stunning. It's beautiful. Your regrowth is much nicer than mine, which is just growth. Did you, while you were doing that vlog, did you find there was some sort of self-reflection element whilst you were creating it?
Well, first of all, just the whole the competition, I found it so exciting because I love vlogging and I love video editing and just putting everything together. And actually, when the competition was running, me and my flatmate were competing in a September challenge. So I was out for 2-3 hours per day, just walking, listening to music, and during that time gave me a lot of reflection about life and about living here, and yeah, it was just a great experience. And like just looking back at my vlog and see like, oh, what I did. And I mean, for me as a Swedish international student living in Australia, it's just quite amazing to be able to go out and enjoy the weather and the culture and the people, and yeah.
Yeah, great. It honestly, it made me want to go for a 3-hour walk, or, pretend to at least watch you walking and feel like I did it.
Yeah, it actually was like a 3-hour walk. So
it was great. It was really good. I truly recommend people to go watch that video. Again, we'll plug it. You can go to the torrens.community website to find all the vlogs, all the pictures, and all the blogs there. But before we get on to announcing the winners, I wanted to ask one more question about sort of what you've learned in the past year that you could bring into the next one. And I'll ask Jessica, what's something that you have learned in this past year that you could bring into the next?
Something that I definitely learned is how rest is important and just having that space to yourself to kind of reflect. I think like especially between graduating event management to potentially starting a new degree, I kind of like had that space to be like, okay, where am I now? Where do I want to be? And it also gave me time to reflect on the values that I have and how that relates to how my career should run in the future. And I remember one of the things I wanted to do when I was in my first year is to take advantage of Torrens' offer to study abroad. But of course, COVID-19 happened and that didn't end up happening, obviously. But then now, because everything is opening up, well, not international borders, but then I still wanted to do a bit of traveling while I'm studying. So while I'm doing my marketing degree next year, I got like plans to travel and go like a bit of state hopping. So first trimester, I'm staying in Sydney. Second, it will be I'll be in Melbourne, and then third, hopefully some plans in Brisbane as well. And also it gave me some time to reflect on the type of company that I want to work with. And thankfully, thanks to Careers Connect, that the software that we have, and one of the industry consultants that we have here at Torrens, Anna, she helped me get a internship with Red Harvest, which is a global marketing agency, and that works with experiential marketing, which involves events and social media, which is both things I love. And as well, they also work with social impact as well. So I'm super excited. It's a lot of things happening, but yeah.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on the internship. That's so lovely to hear. I think there's a plan forming. I think we should do a bit of a campus crawl instead of a pub crawl, so that when the borders open up, let's everybody just pop along to each campus in Australia so that we can finally meet each other. That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much to all of our students for joining me. It's been a true pleasure having this chat and getting to know your university stories and how you make such a positive impact on the student community. We are coming up to announcing the winners, but before we do, I'd like to share that Torrens University Australia's Social Impact Report for 2021 has now been published. The Social Impact Report is the story of how Torrens Global Education has created impact over the past 2 years. It features stories of you, our students, living and breathing our Be Good value. Stories of students who have been recognised time and time again for creating world-changing concepts, addressing environmental challenges and equality, and even pocket-sized medical solutions. Stories of how collectively we are connecting the world for good. And to show you a little bit of what you will find in this wonderful report, here is our Vice President of Communications and Public Affairs, Bryce Ives.
November 2021. It's 20 months since everything changed. Sometimes March 2020 feels like only a few minutes ago. Sometimes it feels like a decade or longer. A lot can happen in 20 months. For instance, I've become a dad twice during the pandemic. 2 beautiful baby girls, Irish twins, Neo and Doxy. Now, both my girls have spent their entire lives living mostly in lockdown. And becoming a dad during the pandemic has left me with all sorts of questions. Questions like, what are we doing right now? What sort of future are we designing? What are we going to do to ensure we are truly compassionate, and are we doing enough? How will we emerge from this time stronger, with more care, with a willingness to face the big, dangerous questions? Will we emerge from this time with integrity? Now, I'm proud to represent Torrens University tonight. Our vision is connect the world for good, and that vision, connect the world for good, is hollow and nothing without compassion. So I want to set the scene tonight with a few lessons we've learned during the pandemic, because I believe what's happened at Torrens in itself is a rather interesting case study for other businesses and a perspective that we should now proudly share. Let me set the scene. Torrens has buckled many of the downward trends in international education. Our business has grown. Our president, Linda Brown, made a promise at the beginning of the pandemic to keep our teachers teaching and to keep our students learning. Now, that promise inspired us and it kept us going. because it's been about genuine innovation, ensuring huge public good. And we've done this as a B Corp and as a private university. We made our short courses free. We handed out $89 million in scholarships. We designed MOOCs and online digital experiences, which have now engaged 270,000 people. But let me be real about this. It's not been a walk in the park. It's been tough, probably the most difficult operating environment imaginable. But even though it's been tough, Torrens has genuinely brought care and compassion into the core of what we do. Now, Seth, I know your conversation with Mary Freer this evening will look at whether compassion can flourish alongside capitalism. And I've got to tell you, if anything, this question has got us fired up. Despite all the challenges that this moment in time has presented, Torrens has been trying to do this every day in every sort of imaginable way. And today we launch a report about how Torrens University has responded to the pandemic. It's a 100-page report about our social impact, but it's more than that. It's a call to action, a manifesto, a reflection on how we've led with care, connection, community. And a few things stand out to me. Our role as a B Corporation and how we've become prouder and louder as being one of the few universities in the world to be a certified B Corp. Now, Torrens has always been about being a university of the future, but the pandemic has catapulted that. Let me give you one example. Virtual reality. We're part of the team that has designed a 3D virtual reality experience, fundamentally about climate change in Antarctica. Thin Ice opens at the Adelaide Museum this Friday. It's a state-of-the-art, innovative piece, but it also tells us something about the future of learning. Early on in the pandemic, our partners in the hospitality sector had to lay off thousands of staff members. So what did we do? Well, we made all of our online short courses free to them. And now tens of thousands of Australians have completed Torrens short courses, many more going on to do our digital badges, building their future employability skills. We became stronger and more staunch in our belief of an education without borders. Now, this is what the first ever Virtual Careers Festival was all about. It involved all Australian universities, every single one, meaning it wasn't just Torrens looking after our own interests, but instead, well, we all have strengths and we all have a role to play to ensure the greater good. When you can step up, you should, and that's what we did. Probably the most important thing, well, we focused on our values. We have 5 values that guide us. Begin and end with people. Be good. Be creative and be bold. Be global. And we introduced a further value during the pandemic. Be well. Focus on wellness. Focus on health. Focus on your whole self. A healthy business will ultimately be more successful. It's no good for us growing as a business if our staff and our students are not well. Now, one example of this value in action, we worked with Beyond Blue and we created a massive online open course, free to the general public during the height of the pandemic, all about understanding depression. Depression is a topic that's really close to home for me. And I found this course vital. It generated conversation, connection, and community. And as a result of all of these case studies, all of this work, a new ambition for Torrens has emerged. To have happiness as one of our main measures of success. Imagine this. Torrens University is the happiest, healthiest and most connected university on the planet. Students and staff who are happy, healthy, employed, designing the futures of industry, champions of change. Alumni who are agents of change, doers, connectors, listeners. So Torrens is here tonight, part of this conversation, because ultimately it's about adding value, and creating greater connections, a new connection. So what have we learned in the past 20 months? Well, 7 minutes is not long enough to properly answer that question, nor is a 100-page social impact report. We've learned so much. Compassion won't begin and end with COVID. It will begin and end with people. So here's a provocation to begin tonight. Can compassion flourish alongside capitalism? Yes. But only if business like ourselves, bring real and authentic values properly to the forefront. Only if we lead with care, and only if we lead with compassion. Ultimately, the answer is yes, if enough businesses can say, we are part of something bigger. We're part of something bigger than ourselves. Now this means the Sustainability Development Goals, ESG, corporate social responsibility. Well, it's not an annex or something separate to your core mission. Instead, it's all tied together. It's November 2021. The grandparents are able to visit baby Neo and baby Doxy again. And at the same time, we're watching the final days of COP26 unfold. And I look at my daughters and I think we must do everything we can to ensure them and their brothers and sisters around the world inherit the beginning of something new. Perhaps a new approach to how we live and how we do work on this planet. And if this is the case, well, business must play a leading role. And that leading role will only come to fruition if it's led through care and compassion. And now I've got to go and see baby Neo and baby Doxy. Thanks.
That was a message from Vice President of Communications and Public Affairs, Bryce Ives. And I will say I have met baby Neo and baby Doxy, and I'm very proud to say that I am Doxy and Neo's best friend. Bryce has said that business must play a leading role, and a leading role will only come to fruition if it's led through care and compassion, which is why it's such a pleasure to hold events such as this so that we can celebrate the culture and compassionate stories of our students and allow those stories to grow. And now, without further ado, it is time to finally announce the winners of the My University Experience competition. So to recap, there were 4 prizes to be won per category. The categories were vlog, blog, and photograph. And the winner would be taking away $500 to share with me, hopefully. We haven't spoken about it, but it'll happen. Now, I will first hand over to Jock, one of our fabulous success coaches at Torrens University, to announce the winners of the vlog category.
Are we going to start?
Over to you, Jock. It's all yours.
Over to me. All right, cool. All right. I'm Jock, Senior Success Coach for Design, and I'm presenting the award for Best Video Production, or as we called it, the vlog. Now, can I just say that the challenge we gave our students was immense. To distill a university experience into 800 words or a series of pictures or a 2-minute video or vlog is so hard because there's so many different stories and so many different ways to express those stories. But every student, and I watched a lot of videos and I read a lot of blogs and I looked at a lot of pictures, every student who entered the competition, as far as I'm concerned, deserves to win. However, not everybody can win. So this, of course, has made the decision very difficult. So the winners are, the first winner is for the Student Choice Award, which I think is the best category to win personally, is Michelle Widjaja. Congratulations. Third place goes to Wyern, excellent video. And second place goes to Erica Kuniawan. Now, if my pronunciation of your name has been terrible, I do apologize. But wait for it, the big winner of the 2021 My University Experience, the best video goes to, oh, it's so exciting, isn't it? I know. It goes to Gustav Lindquist. And I think we have Gustav on the Zoom call right now. So over to Gustav, is he there?
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Thank you. Did you like my nature's shower?
I do now. Gustav, I don't expect a acceptance speech, but is there anybody who you'd like to thank?
Well, so for me, first of all, I'd like to thank Torrens University, just to study with them and everything. And something that I wanted to highlight before was I'm a proud guy going to therapy. So when doing the vlog and walking and and just reflecting on everything that's happening in life, to the counselors and everything, it's been amazing, and also to the success coaches, to you guys, and yeah, it's a pleasure studying with Torrens University. Thank you very much.
Now,
thank you very much.
That's okay. Now I've got one more question for you that I'd love the answer to. Staying on Bryce's message, if you could give a new student some advice, what advice would you give them on having fun during their university experience? How would they do it?
Be a yes sayer. Be bold. Incorporate that value. Be a yes sayer. Try lots of different things. Even if you don't know, say yes. You'll learn on the way. I promise you, you'll have people supporting you along the way. And be a yes sayer and be bold.
I could not agree more. I think that's the first thing we should tell all new students. I think just say yes. Well, that's me finished. Is there anyone? Is it back to you?
And destination is Double Bay. Well, that was stupid. It's now the day after. Gustav beat yet another record in procrastinating.
Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today. Thank you so much, Jock, and congratulations for winning the competition. Must feel good. Lovely. Okay, so hello, everyone. My name is Emma, and I'm an international student advisor. So myself and my colleague Julie had the privilege of judging the blog posts category of the My University Experience competition. We were really delighted with the quality of the entries. So it made for a lot of good reading.
Thanks, Emma. So I heard that, a lot of students have been studying offshore for the past year, and many, because of the pandemic, had to transition to study online. Was this like a common theme in the blogs that were submitted? And if so, how was it explored?
Yes, so there are a huge amount of students who have all transitioned over to the online learning, some of them here in Australia, some of them offshore overseas. So yeah, there was a lot of mention of online studying and the adjustment that it took, but all of the blogs were filled with positivity and hope. So that really showcased our students' resilience and their dedication to their studies, which was really inspiring. It made for some great reading, but also made the judging very difficult. So a special mention to everyone who submitted their blog and shared their experience with us. Thank you for that. All right. So without further ado, we'll get on with the awards. So the Student Choice Award for the blog with the most likes goes to Hu Shi with What Have You Gained from Studying Abroad? So that's that fantastic photo there, very nice and bright. Yeah, then we've got coming in third place is Kiara Bassett with Being the Butterfly. This was a really well-worded blog post about being patient with yourself as you go on your journey to becoming who you are. Second place goes to Fiona Khalil with Going Up. It was a very relatable blog post about a first day at university and just the general anxieties you face whenever you're in a new environment. And finally, the winner of the blog post category for the My University competition, or My University Experience competition, goes to Tanya Lobo with My University Experience, the best of both worlds. Tanya, your blog embodies Torrens University's values. You mentioned staff who have supported you on your journey, and we loved your way of describing university as being a combination between diversity and unity. Lastly, your analogy of being on a learning roller coaster and how you chose to focus on your studies instead of COVID was really impressive. We wish you luck in entering the workforce with the skills you have gained from studying with us. So congratulations again to everyone who entered. You all should be really proud of yourselves. I'm going to hand over now to Eloise, and she's going to announce our photography winners.
Thank you so much, Emma. Hi, everybody. My name is Eloise Pascoe. I'm the head of customer care here at Torrens University, Australia. It's my absolute pleasure to be able to present to you guys the award for Best Photograph in the My University Experience competition today. So my fellow judge, who is Rebecca Murphy, and Rebecca Murphy was campus director at Ultimo Design Campus in Sydney for quite a few years. So she actually has quite an experience in judging photography competitions in our student cohort, and we had so much fun going through these pictures and spending some time having a look at what really university experience has been like for you guys this last year. One of the things that really stood out to us was, yes, there was a lot of individuality and a lot of creativity, but also there was a lot of similarities. And I think that one of the things that, you know, really, I guess, stood out for me or really rings true is that theme of we're all in this together. And the last year has been so challenging during COVID and lockdowns and things, and to see that so many of our students have been studying in lockdown, getting focused and having that time to be creative and really pushing through is just so incredibly moving. So huge congratulations to everybody who has put in a submission. So I guess the next exciting part is to announce the winners of the Student Choice Award. We were blessed that we actually have a tie for the Student Choice Award. It was really, really too close to call with the nominations from the likes on the page. So congratulations to Barbara Ohana and Amanda Hughes in winning the Student Choice Award, and we'll make sure that you get to split the prize money between yourselves. Third place goes to Jessica Suska for Point of View of Lockdown Study. And second place goes to Diana Sophia Becker for Finding Your Purpose in Life. And now for the exciting part. And the winner of the photography category is Thomas Elol for the Find Excellence in Your Field photograph. The reason that we chose this as the winner, because not only did it make us smile, but the amount of creativity and the amount of effort which has gone into creating this shot is nothing short of brilliant. So thank you so much for lighting up our day with this comical photograph, and congratulations on winning first prize. So I'd now like to hand back to you, Kayla. Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much to our judges, Jock, Emma, and Eloise, for joining us and for announcing our winners. And a huge congratulations again to all of our winners. You're all marvelous. You will be contacted by International Student Services in regards to your prizes. What a treat. Gustav, you finally got to do an acceptance speech, which is my dream. If you want to find out and check out all of the winning submissions, we've set up a new page where you can look at those, and we'll send that to you in the chat function. I really encourage you to read, listen, and watch these stories because they're wonderful. They're funny and they're poignant, and you may see a little bit of yourselves and your own student journey in there. That is it for this evening. So thank you all for everybody who's joined us for this special event. You all have your own unique, incredible university experience, and we're so happy to have been able to celebrate that with the wider Torrens community. And also a huge thank you to the events team for helping to organize this night. It was very fun to have a chat and to be able to host this evening's. I just want to say one final thing, that students are an integral part of not just Torrens, but the wider community. You are the future change makers and you represent the world that you want to live in. So continue to bring your boldness, your fury, and your voices to change the world for good. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Good night.